Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Yvonne from GingerChickRehab. I am bringing you a thrift haul. So not only do I do thrift store finds and I do the makeovers and free furniture flips with my husband Chris, I have to go out thrifting. I have to find items to repurpose into makeovers. So our Goodwills have been a little bit iffy, so I've kind of ventured out a little bit. So I have some Goodwill, I have some Salvation Army. We went to an indoor garage sale. And then we also went into an antique mall. So some of them were for my own personal, but I thought I would share it with you all. Don't we all like to see the goodies that other people get? So yeah, so let's start off with what I got at the antique mall. First off, they had a basket of these old chippy just wire baskets. They were $8 a piece, so I picked up 2. I thought that was a great price. Now I will probably use these somehow in my decor or even outside. They've got some rust going on and Michigan weather. I'll probably need to spray them with some kind of a sealer if I want to keep them outside, or they'll rust even more. So I was super excited to snag 2 of these. And then Chris actually found this clock. I love old clocks. Now it still actually works. It's a wind up, guys. Isn't that cool? So yeah, so just, I know I was picking up my ring light. I believe it was $10, but that booth was having 10% off. So perfect little clock. We will keep this for ourselves. And then I also, for $7, I picked up this. I know it looks kind of odd to pick up, but I saw a cool thing where they had taken rope and they'd hung like a picture from it on Pinterest or TikTok or something. So I'm like, oh, at first I walked away and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going back and grab it because I quickly got on to see how much Amazon was charging, and way more than $7. So I think they were like 40, 50, 60, you know, cut up. So yeah, I definitely want to, if I don't resell it as is of some wall decor, maybe I'll put it in my own home. But for $7, I picked that up. Now it's funny because all the items I picked up at the antique mall were 10 and under. So when I'm thinking of my retail booth and I'm thinking of items that I sell, that's one of the reasons I try to have a lot of items under $20, because me myself, I know I will easily buy something in somebody's booth if I really like it, or like I went back and got this because it's priced under that $20 range. So yeah, I just wanted to share. I remember somebody telling me once that a lot of people shop with $20 in their pocket, and they'll buy something in your booth for under $20, but then they'll come back and get the other items. So I always try to have lots of items under that $20 range if I can. So now we went to the indoor garage sale just outside of town in another state, which we're right on the Michigan-Indiana border where we're at. She said there was only 3 people that showed up. It was a very cold day. So yeah, so we thought, why not check it out? So I just happened to spy some pottery. And so I got this piece. It's a picture. I think it's very cool. It's not signed or anything. And then I also got this piece, just nice. Now wait. And then I got this pottery piece, which is kind of funny because that kind of looks like ducks to me, but I think somebody will definitely like this piece. And then I got this old crockery, and you'll never guess how much I got these for. $1 a piece. She didn't have things priced, and she said if it's not priced, it's $1. So I'm like, okay, that's way cheaper. I don't even run across garage sales that have yeah, I mean, it was an indoor garage sale, so I was super excited to, yeah, pottery. And it's funny because all of a sudden I'm finding lots of pottery and it's doing okay in our retail booth. And the nice thing about it is the nice thing for me is I don't have to do anything to it but clean it up. The bad thing for you is I don't have anything to make over to show you how to make something over. So at my community thrift, which is a local little, they go for charity. Well, they all go to charity, but this one's a little bit more a local charity. So this, oops, they go by tags, little stickers. They go by stickers. So I believe the green sticker on this rug beater, look at how big this is. This was $2.99. And I have smaller ones, and I know that I passed them up when I did Thrift with Me's. Hopefully someday there'll be enough in thrift stores for me to do that again. That people told me to pick them up, and I do now. So they do sell. So yeah, I thought I wasn't going to pass this up for $3 as big as it is. And then I also, I think this was the $2.99 price too. Now this is a mister, a plant mister. It has a dragonfly. And I know Chris said you made some, and I'm like, I know I did, but it's not quite the season yet. Well, it is if you have indoor plants. Isn't it kind of always the season for mister? So it definitely works. There, I don't even think it was used. It was brand new inside. And then this was that $2.99. Also, look at, it's a pig press, you know, the meat press, bacon press. I love it. The rustier, the better. How about you all? I'm like, oh, if I had a place to put this in my home, I would be keeping this pig press. So yes, I love rust. On certain things, I love rust. And then this, I believe, was $1.99 with the blue sticker. This is not handmade. This is a manufacturer's pottery piece, but I just thought with the lid, it was a nice little container, and actually it had been there for quite a few weeks. So I usually don't do blue, but I thought maybe somebody would really like this type of a container, and it's been there, so I thought I would get it. So at Salvation Army, they had some pottery pieces too. So they had this $2.49. It's a little bell. Can you see that on there? Oh my gosh. Now I don't usually pick up bells, but it just has, it's so unique that that's what caught my eye. And since I have other pottery that I thought, well, I might as well have a bell with it. And then they had a whole bunch of little mugs. They are signed, $1.99. I kind of picked through what I thought maybe would catch somebody's eye, so I thought this one was super cute. And then this one was $1.99 also. I thought it was a unique shape. This community thrift, there's a elite college there, so a lot of times they will get items like this because college students move out and they just donate it all, and yeah, and don't take it back with them. So, and then for $2.99, I did get this one also. I don't know if that's where they came from, but a lot of times I'm able to find some nice stuff at this Salvation Army. So that's what brings me back. And let me see. So this one was $2.99 also. I thought it was a unique shape. Even if you don't use it to drink out of, it would just be nice to stick some florals in or some pencils. Just, that's what was catching my eye. Something about pottery just gets me. So I think that is it for the Salvation Army. And so the rest of it, if I'm right, should be Goodwill. So for $3.09, I picked up this Crock, and it's one of those that's been painted on. And if you guys, you know, I've showed you before how to take paint off of these just by soaking them in hot water and a scraper. Because just like the ones I do, I'm not ruining it, because if you really want to, you can take it off. So I don't pass up Crocks that I can redo myself. I did spy something from the Salvation Army, guys, sorry. These were $2.99 a piece. Look at these white birds. Now they're nothing special, but there's not broken. There's no chips or anything, $2.99. And then there's this one too. I'm not positive on the species of bird. I don't know, but for $2.99, it's that white that I love. Yeah, I was very nervous about some beaks here, so yeah. Okay, so now I can get back to my Goodwill. So, and Goodwill also had some mugs. So for $2.09, I did pick up this coffee one. Like I said, these are more of your new manufactured ones, but still, I think they're pretty cool. And then this one was $3.09. This is a little bit, I guess, it's coffee, but I know some of these I've sold larger ones that are handmade. You know, the beer mugs. We have a local brewery that Chris has a mug, and he always is thinking that his mug is missing him when he doesn't get to see it. So yeah, so these, I know the size sells really well. Now this one is handmade. Now this was $5.09. It's a bowl. It has a name on it, which I cannot read. I can't read that, but I don't know. I mean, it's just unique. People, I think, somebody would be happy to have it. So I did not leave it behind, especially since it was handmade. Now, if it was manufactured and looked like this, I probably would have left it behind. This one was $2.09. Now this is just a new ball jar, but it's purple. So I'm hoping that I probably can find another lid if I can't get that Sharpie. Somebody must have gifted it with something that you cook in it, but purple. I picked up green and blue. Oh, not blue, but I picked up green, blue, pink, I think it is. Somebody had some new aged colors out, so they do sell $5, $7 on them because they're a little bit different of a color. Now for $6.09, this is a heavy metal cast iron, I'm gonna call it teapot. I actually would like to paint this up. I'll Google Lens it, make sure it's not worth a ton of money. It's got that copper underneath, but super cute, super heavy. There's something about teapots that get me, so I did not pass this up. My heart wants to paint it black, and that usually sells. But like I said, I'll Google Lens it, making sure it's not worth some $1 million or something. Yeah, don't we all wish? So, oh, this one was Salvation Army. Why do I even try to separate things out? But for $5.99, look at this one. Oh my gosh, brass. It's got some age on it. It looks like a genie lantern. So I saw it, I put it down, and then I thought about it, and then I knew that I would be sad that I left it behind. So for $5.99, yep, I brought it home with me. So do you ever do that? You're like, you put it back, you think about it, and then you know, if you walk out of the store without it, you're like, oh, I wanted you. I should have got you. Okay, so then we have this for $4.09. Doesn't this, I just made something similar to this using clay. So I didn't even plan on reselling mine. So even though this is a technique I would like to try, pressing flowers into the clay sometime. So yeah, so $4.09, I definitely did not want to leave this behind. I thought that was super cute. I like how it has the leather string on it. And then going with the brass for $3.09, it's an armadillo. Yep, it is an armadillo. And now brass doesn't usually sell for me very well. Candlesticks, anything like that. But if it's in animal form, and maybe the teapot, I'm not sure about the teapot, but yeah, animals, armadillo, I don't know. He's funny. It's funny to have a brass armadillo. Oh, you know this is wind chimes, don't you? So these were some dragonfly wind chimes. I believe it was $3.09. Just beautiful, pretty. It's actually heavy. Somebody had a whole bunch of silver that they turned in. I don't think this is silver. It's just a heavy metal, I believe. But dragonflies, people collect dragonflies. People like wind chimes. So closer to the summer season, I will put this in the booth. And then talking about the collection that people brought in, this was a bird salt and pepper shaker on a little branch. You can see it is worse for wear. So I I'll probably redo it because I don't think that's not a good patina. I don't think that's a good patina doing any justice for this piece, because it was, and like I said, it was $4.09. It was $4.09 from Goodwill. So a lot of people paint up silver plates all the time. So like I said, I don't think this patina is doing any justice for this piece. And then here's something I haven't run across in a long time. For $3.09, I got an aged grater. I see new ones, but I want them to have some wear on them that they've been used and abused and loved on. So these actually do sell. So I haven't had one in a while, so that was nice. And then this was $4.09. It was just a bless you. Now I could paint it up, but I think I might just leave it as is for first to see. It's one of those items that you can try to sell first, and then if it doesn't sell, you can bring it back home and paint it and try. Now I have a wood problem, meaning I can't pass up wood. So there was just this random bag for $3, $3.09, and it just had these little wooden hammers in it. So how cute would those just be sitting in a crock? See, that's what gets me. I look at that and think, oh, we can put those in something. So there was 3 of them, and then there was also this other little aged wooden piece. And yeah, I know Chris was with me when I bought those. He always kind of looks at me funny, but I don't care, because I just like, there's something about wood being touched that ages it better than our antiquing wax can ever do. So little hammers were so cute. And then for $5.09, I picked up this clock. Clocks do well for me. Remember to always carry a battery with you. This is a hanging one. Now this is actually metal. It's shiny, so I'm not sure about the shininess, but put some, maybe that's how they hung it. I don't know why. So this was $5.09, but clocks do it well for me, and I think this one will be nice. And then while we're going on clocks, let's go this big guy. Now I love this one. This one was $8.09, yeah, $8.09, and this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The whole, yeah, so cool. Now this one is plastic, but I think the uniqueness of having the days of the week on there, and it does work. Yeah, at least you can try it. Like, I usually sell clocks for $20, $24, so that's an okay profit off of an item. And I think I'm getting down to my last few items. Now I did, this was Salvation Army too. So for $4.99, I did pick up one of these salad bowls, which doesn't seem very like, oh, it's a wooden salad bowl. But I sand these guys, take that off and then just leave it natural. And then I paint the outside of these black. And these ones sell better for me than the primitive looking ones that are just the dough bowls cut. When I paint the outside of black and just leave that natural inside and just polycrylic it, they sell faster than my other bowls do. And then for $10.09, I did not pass, let's call it an orb. Does that sound right? So yes, I definitely love this. Now I will probably, I'll probably paint it black and distress it some. Definitely has some rust on it. It has that wear. I want that rust, so I'll probably do like a candle wax or something so that this patina comes through. But I definitely think adding some black to it will definitely make this piece pop just a little bit more. But definitely, I thought this was a good find. And then my last is not very exciting, but it's maybe exciting to me, was a book of sheet music for $2.99. So I know there's many a times I see a craft on Pinterest or TikTok and I think, oh, I wish I would run across sheet music or old books. So some of these have been written on, a lot of them have been written on. So for $2.09, I don't feel bad if I decide that I have this in my stash if I find another craft that I want to do that with. So I think that is, nope. I always think that I'm going to be finished and then I see one more. So for $3.09 at Goodwill, I ran across these. I picked up these set of crosses. little crosses. They were doing really good selling. The ones that stand up do pretty good. The ones on the wall kind of slowed down, but once we get closer to the spring and Easter, they'll start selling again. So I didn't want to pass these up. I thought they were very unique. So I promise you that is it. So
I knew I wanted to share with you all how I just soaked this in hot water for 10-15 minutes, take a scraper and see how easily that painted cow comes right off. And then now I can put a marmalade stamp or any other stamp I want on this crock. So after I get done showing you all a thrift haul, I start to clean everything, I get it priced for our booth, and then realize that I didn't have a ton here that I needed to make over. And all these items here, my idea was a version of black. So I thought, okay, I'll get these cleaned up, I'll get them tagged, taken off, and get them flipped for the end of this video for you all. I made the decision that I would not like the shiny in my house, so I'm going to go ahead. I tried to see if I could remove it. It did not remove, so I'm going to go ahead and tape off. It actually is real glass, so just some 2-inch masking tape to protect that glass. Now for this, that has a lot of paint on just the one side, I thought I can just take some sandpaper and just sand that off. See how easily it's coming off. After getting all these objects wiped down with just some Superclean on a rag, there wasn't a lot to do. I want this green and I want that rust to show through, so I just have one of those Dollar Tree votive candles, and I'm just going to go ahead and rub a whole bunch of wax all over this orb. And then before painting on this bowl, I'm going to go in with my sander and sand off whatever finish is left. As you can see, that's probably why it was given, is because it was the finishes coming off of it, and I was surprised by this price tag. I guess you can call me cheap because there would be nothing about this bowl that made me want to pay $43 for it. Get as much off of it as I can using my orbital sander, and then I have to go back in with my mouse sander and get that little corner that just can't be reached by that round one. To paint all these items up, I'm going to be using the Rust-Oleum milk paint in the Eclipse color in my TrueCoat Graco sprayer. Now the reason I chose this milk paint is because I wanted to be able to water distress it. So especially on this little teapot, I wanted to get back down to where that copper was, and I knew that this black would cover up the blue that it was. So yep, just a wet wipe, and I'm just rubbing it right down to that copper. And there again, with this orb, I wanted to be able to distress it, to get down to that greenish color that it was underneath there, and I wanted to show the rust. So for this, I'm just taking some 220 sandpaper, and then I'm just rubbing down wherever that wax is. That wax will just come off, and I'll be able to see those three colors playing on each other. Now that I have the items water distressed that I wanted to water distress, I'm going in with Polycrylic and sealing them all in. Some of them I still have a few more steps to do after the Polycrylic, but the ones that I've already distressed, that is their final and they're finished. Now for these crosses, I want to add a little bit more detail as that beautiful flower that is just was hidden with the brown, it's hidden with the black. So I have this agave paint that I had picked up for another project that I'm absolutely loving the color of it. So I'm just going to go in and hand paint these little flowers so that they pop. After that paint had dried, I'm going in and I'm just going to dry brush with some of this Rust-Oleum accent paint in the gold, just to bring out those details on all that wire. I think that's what was missing from this piece. And then with the flower, I tried to go in and paint that little middle section with a little bit of the milk paint. I didn't really like it, so then I decided just to take a wet wipe and distress it to bring out those petals even more. This birch salt and pepper shaker just didn't have the corks. There was so much detail on this piece that was just hidden, and when I went in to get that gold for those crosses, I was like, oh yes, I have silver. I kind of actually thought maybe I'd white wax it, but I think the silver was a little bit better of a choice. It's definitely bringing those details out. And now to finish up this bowl, I'm just going to go around the rim. This is that area that always gets beat up anyway. I've got some nice polycrylic on there, which is food safe after it cures. I always get that question. So I'm just making this outer seam right here, just pop and give it back down to that wood. I want to darken up this inside just a little bit more, so I'm going to be using my Waverly Antiquing Wax watered down mixture. Now I'll need to seal that in, so I'm going to go in with a couple coats of polycrylic, letting it dry in between, and on the second coat, after that has dried, I'll take some steel wool, fine grit steel wool, and make sure that it's nice and smooth. A little something on the front of this crock that I removed the cow. I'm just going to be going in and using the 3 and the circle on this. These are Jamie Ray vintage stencils, and sometimes I just take the pieces and parts of what I want. So all I did was tape it off, use the IOD with a sponge dabber, and then gingerly went in and just stamped it. And that's the image that I did, and I just need to seal it off with some polycrylic.
Tell me what your favorite item was that I found when I was out and about. And thank you so much for being part of our YouTube family. And let me know if I have inspired you in any way when you're out thrifting. Do you look at things differently? Do you bring them home, or do you think, oh, I could make that over? Oh, I have that at home. So just give me a quick comment. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new and you're checking out our channel for the first time and you liked what you saw, please hit that subscription button along with the notification bell. And we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.